If I could just introduce, for those of you who don't know him, will be, of course, nobody watching. This is David Rogers, our chair. David, this must be a really, really proud day for you as chair of this trust.
Yeah, I can only say what it feels like, and it feels really, really good because there's the past, there's the present, there's the future, and they're all important today. So 2 or 3 years ago, actually, we were in a bad place as a trust, and Ken Gerald and Caroline between them got some momentum going for improvement, and that's carried on forward. And I've inherited that. So the present is great for me because I can relax and enjoy that moment. But the future is really what it's all about. And that's where suddenly it's much more exciting because we're looking at a choice of really good things to do rather than grinding away to get up to an acceptable level.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love it. And at the moment, there's so much going on in the health service that if we've got the capacity and the confidence, we'll come out of that well. And if we haven't, we won't. And today says, yes, we have. Yes, we can do this. So that's where I'm at.
And one of the things that we were heartened to hear from the CQC, obviously, is they told us that they thought it was the most rapid improvement that they've seen within a mental health trust throughout the NHS. I mean, what do you think is it about this organisation that's able to achieve so much improvement so rapidly?
I think that the situation was clear a couple of years ago that there had to be rapid change. And we were very ambitious about that change. And it was not just one thing, but it was a half a dozen things, listening into action, all those different initiatives. And so we didn't rely on just one thing, but we had to go at 5 or 6 things. And because 3 or 4 of them worked, that's great, And yes, it's amazing what we managed to do. I think the CQC were a bit rough on us the first time. And we learned a bit more about them and how to relate to them a bit better the second time. So that had a bit of something to do with it. But genuinely, it identified areas, it was helpful, and it enabled us to focus on what needed to do. So I've got no criticism of CQC. They've done us a lot of favours, actually.
For those people who don't understand the role of a chair and the difference between a non-executive and an executive and management and the board and all of that, and if you had to sum up in the words that a 12-year-old would understand, how would you describe the role of the chair and the contribution that you make towards the overall improvement journey?
Okay. Well, there are 2 words. I don't know about 12-year-olds. They probably can understand them. One of them is that it's about relationships. It's ensuring that within the trust and outside the trust with the other organisations we have to deal with, that the relationships are effective. And that there's empathy and there's understanding and that there's respect. And then we can do things together, which more and more is what we've got to do. And so relationships are really important. And culture is really important. No bullying. There's a proper relationships between everybody within the trust, whether it's management or whether it's absolutely where the care is being provided. And so it's culture and it's relationships. And that's basically what I try to look after.
Brilliant. Now, obviously, if somebody had to say to you, what's been your personal highlight of your time here? If you had to put one thing out there, say, do you know, it's all been worth it just for that. What do you think that would be?
Actually, I think the awards ceremony that we had last year to celebrate outstanding achievement right across the trust. There were so many really, really encouraging, heartwarming situations and people and the work they were doing. I came away from that session in a different frame of mind than I went into it. It was just absolutely wonderful, spellbinding.
Brilliant. Now, obviously, today's about celebrating what we've achieved so far, but obviously it's also about the launch of the next phase of our improvement journey. And as I said, we've got big banners all over the place saying towards outstanding, we're on a journey. What do you think would be the biggest challenge you think that the trust will face in the next phase of its improvement journey?
We're very fortunate that despite this really appalling financially restricted climate, we as a trust have managed to hold our own. And therefore, we are able to embrace ideas of doing things better, of going beyond what's expected of us. And so if there's a national standard that some waiting time is 18 weeks, for example. We have a legitimate ambition to say, no, that's too long. Let's go for 10 weeks or 8 weeks or 4 weeks. And it's really, really exciting to be living in that territory. And it's just inspiring. We've got to do it.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much and really appreciate it. Off you go and have a well-earned cup of tea.
Thank you.